Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is finally Fiendish Friday. Yes, folks, TGIF is upon us. First and foremost, I do always wish that you guys are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. Whenever it is you're watching this, I hope you're having a great time with your family, friends, loved ones, whoever it is that makes you happy, because that's always what's most important in life, is what makes you happy, because life really is too short, folks. Let's just admit that. And then please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of you every Monday through Friday. It always brings me joy to see you guys, permitting my schedule and, of course, holidays. And then also do me a really huge favor and check out the description box for more information on the daily films, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, the director, the runtime of the cut I am watching, along with an MPAA rating, if there is one that exists, some trivia, a link for a trailer or a scene in the movie if I can't find a trailer or something suitable enough to give you guys. But it's pretty rare when I don't have one or the other. And then, as usual, go ahead and if you have any questions about the film, go ahead and leave a comment. And if you're looking for a copy, it's pretty easy to find on this one. I think I found it on Amazon for a reasonable price. I think it was under $20 if memory serves me. But either way, it's a very easily obtainable movie, which today's is. It's a very, very good rockumentary, shockumentary type thing. I watch it several times a year. It brings a lot of joy in my heart and brings me a lot of entertainment. And this is none other than 1993's hated GG Allin and the Murder Junkies, directed by none other than Todd Phillips, who went on to direct Road Trip, Starsky and Hutch. What else did he do? Didn't he do the Hangover movies or something like that? And then didn't he do the Joker? The guy went on to do a lot of other great things, and this is his very first movie. It was his student film, and he presented this to them or at least what it started out as a 10-minute film to basically get a taste for them to decide if they want to fund it or not. And this one, it goes all the way. It runs at about 51 minutes ish to an hour. It just depends on how long or or how far you want to go into the special features. It took me a couple hours to get through everything because there are some decent special features on here. I did listen to Todd Phillips' commentary. There is also a commentary for both Dino Sex and Merle Allin himself. So there is a very there's a cornucopia there for different special features. You got that, and then you also got live videos, which is cool. It's a bunch of clips from concerts that have been cut together in to make one like music video. Essentially, it's very cool. And then there's a rare interview, which it's not really rare if it's out in nowadays, because we live in the years of the interwebs and the fact that everything can be found with a click away. It's an interview with both GG and Merle Allin's mother. It's a very interesting interview. He talks about how he was originally born with the name Jesus Christ Allin because their father was a crazed religious zealot, recluse type. Hated everyone, was like one of them fire and brimstone type folks, kind of crazy, definitely a crazy man. And it carried over to Gigi or Kevin, was it Kevin Allen Holmes or whatever, Kevin James or Kevin whatever. Either way, it carried over to Gigi, and he definitely is a crazed man. And it talks about how he in that same interview with his mom, she talks about how he got the nickname of Gigi, and that was because Merle Allin, when he first met Gigi as a baby, when he was still going under the name of Jesus Christ, all he could say was GG, and and it stuck, and they called him that his, pretty much his whole life. That stuck with him. And then before they go, he starts school. The mom also talks about how she had it all planned out that she would not have her son go to school with a name like Jesus Christ Allin, because she knew he'd get ridiculed and made fun of and picked on and things like that. Very smart move on her behalf. It was, I would say she was kind of an enabler in ways, because she enabled the husband to allowed the husband to name the child that. She enabled Gigi's excessive lifestyle. There is a new documentary out. I think it's just called The Allens or something like that. I really, really want to check it out, because it looks like a very well-made documentary. Because there's a few things I've seen on him, and it's usually pretty low end, like my speed, because I'm pretty low end. Anyway, I'm a poor man's reviewer. Yes, folks, I love it. But it's a very, very interesting interview with his mother. So do check that out. What else is on there? I forget. And there's a gallery for the different cover arts. Which, when you open this up here, it does have a nice little pullout, which you can go through each and every one of them and see which artworks were selected or were possibly going to be selected for the artwork that they went with overall with this. I wish I would have gotten that one instead, more like that, but it's the special edition. So, anyways, and it is a standard issue press DVD, by the way. No reversible artwork, which is perfectly okay with me. This one doesn't really need one. Now, this is one of those. I know a lot of my friends and family, my fans. If that's what I would call you, I would call you guys friends. But anyways, my friends, you guys would. This is one not for everyone. This is for people that want a nice delve into something sick and brutal and raw and excessive and extreme in every way, shape, or form that one person could be. He was often looked at like he was an artist in ways, as a genius by others, as a moron to some, to most. He was everything in between. The guy was certainly an enigma, and it's good he existed at one point and made everything he did, but it is also it shows the depravity that man can go to. It's crazy, It's like it blows your mind. I had to do it. I don't know why, but either way, this is an interesting, fun movie. It happens to go over. I think it's like a whole year in the life of GG, basically. Todd Phillips gets together with him, and he's basically given him enough money to do some shows and get some more publicity out there. And he got him a spoken word type gimmick gig where he could do his Rollins-esque spoken word things. It's very interesting. He breaks down he takes off all of his clothes. He shoves a banana up his rear end, throws chunks of it out at people. They in turn freak out and sneak out of the place, which I can't say I blames them. If somebody was throwing fruit at me that was just up their butt, I would probably freak out as well. He's also what else? or this is all at NYU, I believe, if memory serves me correct. But he is eventually the school campus security comes in and shuts down everything. Everybody gets a hefty fine. Even Todd Phillips gets in trouble because he basically orchestrate or set up the whole event to where he can come in and do this spoken word, which he was known to have done these in the past. And it shows one where, like, it was back in the 80s, I believe 88, 89. He really goes off the deep end in one of them, and he's slashing himself up all over his body with a smashed pop can. He's having people put out cigarettes on his chest. He is assaulting people left and right, talking about how on not Christmas, I don't know why I say Christmas, but Halloween, on the 31st of October, he would commit suicide, and this would happen year after year after year. It would seem to pop up, which he never did. And during the interview with Dino and Merle Allin, which is a very good interview. Dino, you might have to turn it up a little bit because Dino mumbles a little bit, so it's hard to understand what he's saying, or at least he doesn't talk very loud, and he doesn't. He seems like kind of a shy fella for being a naked drum player, because he doesn't look at the camera much. Very, very humble in the way he acts, you know. But it's Dino Sex, the naked drummer. Green hair, bright green hair, which I loved it. You know, he's not aged very gracefully, but I love Dino. He's awesome. But it goes over various things about Gigi's career, how many times he went to jail and prison. You know, they talk about over 50 times. You know, it's just insane to think that one man could rack up that many times in jail, and then prison sprinkled in throughout there, which he did record a few albums while he was there, or at least he wrote lyrics, and then he did a lot of interviews over the phone as well, which, if you listen to a lot of his albums, the ones while he was in prison, which I'm not going to name off any of them because I don't want to I guess insult any people or come across as an asshole, because a lot of the names of his songs, lyrics, and albums were very, very, very offensive, and that's what he set out to do. As it says right here, my mind is a machine gun, my body is the bullets, and the audience is my target, which is a perfect example of how he is, and his the way his life is, you know, the way he approached the way he was as a entertainer, or as a person in general, because I don't think it was really much of a gimmick. I think it was real to life. Gigi lived, ate, breathed, slept, and just bled everything for that, what he was. You know, he wasn't a poser. He wasn't phony. He wasn't fake. What you saw is what you really got with the man. And I really, I guess I adore that in ways, because for someone to go out there and just obliterate people like in offensive ways, and not really care what anyone says or care about the backlash of what could happen, and it does create more of a hype around him, and it makes his career skyrocket a little more. People get curious, they want to see what's going on, why people are talking about Gigi, like, why are his shows looked at as like this this crazy thing, which he does stuff like he poops on stage. He performs completely naked, and if I was him, I would be I would be a lot embarrassed, because his penis is probably about as big as my thumb right there. It's not a very big fella. It's kind of embarrassing. I feel bad for the guy. But for anyone that has doubts about the size of their penis, just look up GG Allin and the size of his, and it'll make you feel much, 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 much better about the what you're working with. The man was definitely had no shame when it came to that. And then, like, not only did he poop, and he would, like, smear the poop all over everything and throw it at people. He would also assault people, punch people, kick people. There's one of the concerts, they talk about how he gets his arm broken by the crowd because they swarm him on stage, because he was a wrecking ball. He was a wrecking ball. At one point in here, one of his teachers, I believe is what it was an ex-teacher, compared him to a wolverine, and then eventually to a weasel, because a wolverine is part of the weasel family. It is a very interesting the whole documentary is just interesting from beginning to end. It's an A plus in my opinion. On a technical side, Todd Phillips does a great job keeping you in here. You even have a funny little short thing with Ramone in here from the Ramones fame. He comes in here and he plays. It's for like a couple weeks. He plays for GG Allin in the Murder Junkies, and at one point he's being interviewed, and Todd Phillips asks him, so what do you think about playing with GG and the Murder Junkies? And he's just kind of like, oh, what? The Murder Junkies? I didn't know that's what the name of the band was. I thought it was the GG Allin Band. It showed how with it and his intelligence was at the time, because I am sure he was extremely under the influence of something. So it's got a lot going for it. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 on a technical side. On an entertainment side, this thing's a 4 out of 5. This is like an 8 out of 10 kind of documentary, in my opinion. I think a lot of people could get into this. Just get past the nudity and the poop, and I think you'll be perfectly okay. You won't get too grossed out with it, because there's some interesting stuff. There is a lot of nudity in here, including him. It's mostly him, but there is other people that are naked along the way, including women, male, female, everything in between. Alright guys, I love your faces. I hope each and every one of you have a fantastic weekend. I'll see each and every one of you on Monday. As usual, I love your faces, and peace.